I don't know, like, in like my 6th grade year was actually really bad for me. Like, I was hanging out with like really crappy people. Like, it was just like, it wasn't good. And I was also like, that was when I first started getting bullied, because I was homeschooled like for the whole elementary school. It was really bad. Like, at the beginning of the year, it was good, but then the bullying shut me down so much to where like I like just didn't even want to say anything, because I felt like I would just like get bullied for anything that I said. It got so bad. So I went to Lancaster, and that like completely changed my life. Like, it was just so good. And that was when I started living for God and like actually found out what our relationship with him looked like. I was like very ready to go into high school, even though like I had very bad anxiety, and that's because my anxiety started from 6th grade. I got bullied even worse in my freshman year. So I decided, because I got to the point where it was the same guy every single day in all my classes, which is crazy because usually you don't have the same people in all your classes, especially like at that big of a school. My depression got so bad, like I was having suicidal thoughts all the time. I started thinking more about my relationship with God, but it was just like, it was more like, are you real, kind of, because I was at such a low place where I was constantly trying to have a relationship with God, but every time that I tried, I'd get super depressed, and so I blamed that on God. I took some pills, and that was like my first attempt on suicide, and honestly, like looking back on it, it was because of the depression, because like I was so far away from God, because I didn't think I had anyone even though I had so many people. I got into a really emotionally abusive relationship, and at the time I was like, I was so blinded by it. Like, it was crazy how blinded I was by this, and like everyone was even telling me like, this is so toxic, like I don't understand why you're in this relationship. 1.5 months ago, something like that, I attempted suicide again, but it was worse than the first time, and I remember bawling my eyes out for hours straight, because like we were literally in the ER for 16 hours, and I was like just crying the whole time, and I was like internally yelling at God, like, why did you let this happen? Like, why did all this happen? Why have like the past few months been horrible? Like, the past few years have been horrible in my life. But then I realized that a relationship with God is not a one-way streak. Like, you have to be both invested into it, and God's already invested into you, but you just have to take the initiative to be like, okay, like, I want this relationship, like, I'm broken, like, I need you. I just felt this peace and this calmness come over me, and hearing that, like, that just like was the turning point of like my relationship with God. Like, that, oh my God, I don't even know like how to explain it.